Hello viewers, welcome to my YouTube channel. In this video, I will be taking you through the review of Blossoms of the Savannah. For those who are preparing for the Kenya Certificate of Secondary Education Kcse exams for 2023, the essay question is going to be Blossoms of the Savannah. And during the years when Blossoms of the Savannah is tested, it is always not a walk in the park because the candidate is expected to be well prepared to pick the various illustrations from the text. And that is why I'll be running a kind of a series in which I will be highlighting some of the major episodes from the Blossoms of the Savannah. So in chapter 1, the first episode that I want us to consider is Taiyo's flashback. So the story begins when the Olekaelos ready themselves to depart from Nakuru to Nasila. And as Olekaelo, who is the father to Resian and Taiyo, is reprimanding the loaders for being slow and inept, she remembers a kind of similar battle that she had with the father. The father had denied her the permission to go to Mombasa for a music extravaganza, which was sponsored by an FM radio station, and she was to accompany herself with some young men and women who were selected. And the battle was predictably and utterly lost, as the father would not hear any of it. If we move to page 5, you come to realize that any slight provocation reminds Taiyo of that refusal by the father, and it kind of destroyed a father-daughter relationship which was hitherto warm. Later on, in other chapters, we will come to realize that Olekaelo felt that was one step to harlotry, and that is why he forbade it. Another thing that I want us to consider is the dialogue between Resian and Taiyo that is found in page 4. When you move to page 4, before the departure, Resian converses with Taiyo. In the conversation, something is glaring, and that is the determination of Resian that at one point, even if they go to Nasila, she will come back, probably with Taiyo, and that she would enroll at the Egerton University and take a course in veterinary science and become a veterinary doctor after graduation and become Dr. Resian Kaelo. So Resian is aiming at the stars. Her resolve to go to the Egerton University will just become more glaring as we continue with the other chapters. Another episode in this chapter is Olekaelo's resentment of Resian, and that shows in page 10. So through the stream of consciousness, while they are in the van transporting them from Nakuru to Nasila, through the stream of consciousness, we are taken through a journey of Olekaelo's consciousness, and we come to realize that between her daughters Resian and Taiyo, he loved Taiyo more than Resian. Taiyo was his pride. And the reason as to why he detests and resents Resian is that after the birth of Taiyo, he expected a healthy baby boy. But what came was Resian. So from the cradle, Resian had instinctively realized that the father hated her, and she answered back by low self-esteem and self-doubt. And these act Olekaelo even the more. So that kind of parental resentment also plays about here. A probable illustration of the fact that sometimes the enemies that we have are those closest to us. So Olekaelo fails here as a parent when he kind of favors one daughter over the other. Then the arrival to Nasila in page 10 also brings out what I call the positive aspects of the Nasilian culture. When the Olekaelos arrive at Uncle Simiren's homestead, it is quite incredible to see their cousins hugging them, kissing them, bringing about that idea of love in this Nasilian society. Then, again, some aspect of Nasilian culture that also comes out is polygamy. If we look at page 12 and page 13, we are being told that Uncle Simiren had 4 wives as well as 16 children, contrasted to Olekaelo, who has a single wife with 2 daughters. And Uncle Simiren occasionally told Olekaelo about what the elders thought of him. They likened him to a mono-eyed giant that was walking on legs of straw, to show how powerless someone who is practicing monogamy is. And of course, this angered Olekaelo, who referred to the old men as megalomaniacs, who were hell-bent on the archaic and outdated traditions of Nasilian culture. Then there is this subject of female genital mutilation, that is the girl child circumcision. It also comes here in page 8, where Mama Milanoi, in her stream of consciousness, now recollects the memories of previously women tearing into her privacy and asking her very intrusive questions. And she fears that now that they are going to Nasila, they have earned themselves the derogatory name of being the parents of Intoye Nemengalana. So Intoye Nemengalana is a pejorative name for girls who are not circumcised in this society. That again shows in page 13, where Uncle Simeren really fears that sooner or later his brother Olekaelo, who has come back to Nasila, will have to contend with the derogatory name of being the father of Intoye Nemengalana, girls not circumcised. That just shows how female genital mutilation is kind of valued in this society, such that those whose daughters are not circumcised earn themselves the derogatory name of being the parents of those who are not circumcised. Then there is the idea that also comes out that in this society, boys are preferred to girls. That is seen in page 9 and page 10, that Olekaelo feels cheated by nature. He feels that he prayed to God to at least bless him with 3 baby boys. When that one does not happen on page 10, he now decides to detest and resent Resian. And by the way, later we will come to realize that Mama Milanoi, the wife, really feels kind of guilty that she has not given Olekaelo a baby boy. A testament to the fact that in this society, if a man does not bring forth a boy, then they are deemed failures. Lastly, early marriage also certainly comes about when we are not told that Mama Milanoi, the wife to Olekaelo, was married when she was barely 18 years of age. So, viewers, those are some of the major episodes that as you prepare to write your essay in the final examinations in English paper 3, you need to consider in chapter 1. Next time, I will be unraveling the episodes in chapter 2. Until next time, thank you for watching.